We now will be talking with Mametlwe Sebei. He is with the General Industrial Workers Union of South Africa, Giwusa, to give us feedback about the Clover strike and mass meeting that happened on Saturday at the Cathedral Hall on the corner of Smith and Nugget Streets in Johannesburg. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Morning to you and to your listeners.
Right. So you had this mass meeting and it was a call for the Clover strike. Did you have a good turnout, and what actually played out as far as the mass meeting was concerned on Saturday?
Yes, the turnout was very great. The hall that we're told is accommodating about 1,500 to 2,000 was full to the capacity, and people outside. And these were workers from the Clayville factories and, of course, City Deep. And they came in great numbers. But I think of more important to us is also that we were joined by a number of organizations in solidarity with us. The Palestinian Solidarity Movement that has been with us throughout the course of the strike. But organizations also, from communities, working class communities, and also, socialist organizations from the wide spectrum of the traditions of our movement. And I think the common, message coming out of that is that the working class is united with the workers of Clover, and then solidarity with the oppressed people of Palestine, because one of the reasons for the strike is, of course, objection of takeover of Clover by Mametlwe, which is an Israeli-based company operating in illegal Jewish settlements on Palestinian land.
Okay, so you got together, you called this mass meeting to discuss a program of rolling mass action against Clover. What was the outcome, and is that rolling mass action going to go ahead? If so, when?
Absolutely. The strike now has entered its second month. We were actually calling the mass meeting to relaunch the strike, or rather a second phase of the strike into this year. So the strike has, if you like, recommenced effectively. As I'm talking to you now, hundreds of workers are gathered at CCMA, where we are taking over, we're taking on Clover to challenge their punitive non-payment of bonuses, the third check that our members are entitled to in December. They didn't pay it, and they paid it only for those that are strike breaking or going to work, something that is illegal. In law, you cannot punish and pay people selectively on the basis of their non-participation in strike. So there is a system case today, and our members have mobilized in big numbers to send a message, first and foremost to Clover itself, but also to CCMA, that we cannot have a situation wherein government institutions, when they are supposed to be intervened decisively in the interest of labor justice, in the interest of the workers, they take their time. So the matter is going to be heard, but it's just not going to be an argument between lawyers. It's going to be actually, the festival of the masses of the workers of Clover. But I'm also getting calls from a number of communities that are mobilizing. So it is going to be a spectacle of demonstration of working class unity and solidarity with the workers of Clover. But of course, this is only the first in the series of rolling mass actions. On Thursday, we anticipate a demonstration to the minister's office in Pretoria. And of course, everything is also in course towards that demonstration and so on. And as of Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, we are going to be targeting several plants of Clover itself. So we are taking on everyone who we think has a decision to make in terms of demands of the workers.
Do you think that your demands will be met by Clover/Milco? We have spoken about the demands in a previous interview. Do you think that after they realize that you do mean business by all of these mass protests, that they might accede to your demands? Is that a possibility?
Well, all of these are questions of the struggles of the living forces. meaning that they can only be decided in the course of the struggle. We do think that, Clover, which today is under a control of Melco, is not the type of an institution that we prefer to be having discussions with. We do not believe that Melco belongs here. We do not believe that we should be doing business with an institution that is implicated in the violation of international law, in the violation of human rights, in the violation of the sovereignty of the Palestinian people, whose land is being taken with impunity, whose farmers are being displaced, whose workers are being subjected to brutal conditions on a horrendous proportion, which I think, it only speaks of the colonial outlook of this company. So one of the demands is that government must intervene, government must expropriate, government must nationalize Clover and put it under democratic control and management of the workers. And they can hand it over. It will be operated on the basis of a workers' cooperative, something that is very common across the economy. There are many publicly owned projects that are operated as cooperatives by their own workers. And we think that is a way forward, particularly for factories that are closing in Lichtenberg, in Hebron, in Frankfurt, but of course the two that also closed in Western Cape, Paro and Milnerton, and the one that is scheduled also to close here in Sydney. So we do think that our main effort this week in particular would be on the state. We want the minister, we want this government that says that they are in solidarity with the people of Palestine to say what type of solidarity is it when they allow an imperialist cooperation that directly funds Israel Defense Force, which we consider to be an army of colonial occupation, to be taking the food supply of the country. They are going to be taking, we believe that they're actually setting out a case for betrayal of the people of Palestine, for betrayal of solidarity of the people of this country with the oppressed people of Palestine. Because once the people have taken over your food supply, they're going to be telling us that you can't bite the hand that feed you.
Okay, that's unfortunately where we're going to have to leave it. We've run out of time, but thank you indeed for your thoughts on this matter, and continue fighting the good fight. We will be talking with you again sometime in the future. It is exactly 10:03. News and Views signing off. Thank you indeed to the production team. That's you, Nasreen Naidu, and the rest of the technical staff. Till tomorrow morning at the same time. Do remember, take care on the roads, follow the COVID protocols, and it is Khuda Hafiz from me, Julie Ali.